morning, everyone. This is actually a different lake than the last one you saw me at. I fished that other lake for like 15 minutes, wasn't super confident in it, so I had about an hour of daylight left, so I drove an hour to this spot, and I fished this morning and had one bite but didn't land any fish. Still, beautiful place to camp, beautiful lake out here. This is day 3 of being in the Loner Sub-Overland Suburban. It's a lot of fun. I really like being able to basically go anywhere there's a road and being confident on roads, especially muddy dirt roads. It's a fun vehicle to have for sure. The plan for today, got a few things planned. The first item of business and the big one is to drive about 2.5 hours up into the mountains, kind of southwest of here. I've got a really cool place to show you that I've never been to, and so I'm pretty excited. So let's enjoy the last of this beautiful, peaceful spot. Let me enjoy the last of my yogurt here, and I'll see you guys a little bit further on down the road. We are pulled off the side of the road here, off the side of this local highway right here. We are heading up this road into the mountains. These are the Owyhee Mountains, and we're going to an old, basically a ghost town up in those mountains. It's a 20-mile drive up this unpaved road to get up there. This area in general is kind of known as Owyhee country. There's an Owyhee River in Oregon. This area kind of extends into eastern Oregon. It's called the Owyhee Canyonlands, this general area. There's a county here called Owyhee County. This area is considered the Owyhee Desert, so that word Owyhee keeps coming up. It has an interesting history to it. So back in the day, I don't remember exactly when this is, but I think like in the 1800s, a party came through, like an exploration party or fur trapping party or something came through this area. They had a couple of Hawaiians with them, and they went out, the Hawaiians went out to go hunt or something or explore, and they never came back. And so they named this region after them. Owyhee is similar to Hawaii. So pretty interesting bit of history there. All right, let's get back in the car and head up this 20-mile long winding dirt road up into the Owyhee Mountains. Do you see all the black dots on the road? These are grasshoppers. There are tens of thousands of them, and I am just slaughtering them. I do believe we are on the outskirts of our destination here. This is Silver City, Idaho. It's an old mining town up in the mountains. I'm excited to see it and show it to you guys. Well, this has to be one of the coolest little old mining towns I've been to in the West. What a cool place. So I had to stop kind of on the outskirts of town over there. It says all visitors must check in. So I stopped at the sign, and this guy came up to me out of a little old shack, and he basically told me that all of the buildings here in town are private. So you can't go into any of the buildings. On weekends there are a couple of buildings that are open, like there's an inn, and then there's a little shop. But none of those are open right now because it's not the weekend. And so you can go around and look at the buildings, but you can't go in, and of course you can't touch them or anything, and just respect private property, respect people's homes here. What a place. Let's go wander through town here. So Silver City was a mining town in the 1860s, basically during the Civil War was when it really got started, and I think it had its heyday for about 20 years, and then it slowly declined after that. But they mined gold and silver here. I don't know what the population was at the peak, probably several thousand, but I'm really impressed with this place. This feels like stepping back in time, it really does. And so these buildings, they do date back to that period, 1860s, 1880s, around then. This is the creek that runs through town. It's called Jordan Creek, and it runs right under this building. Check that out. This is the Masonic Lodge. What a building. And up here, 1881, that's when it was, I was gonna say born, that's when it was built, I would assume. We have a couple other cool buildings over here. Let's go check those out. This is the back of the Masonic Lodge, and look at this thing. So this first big beautiful white building was the schoolhouse. And then this one looks like a church, maybe? Yeah, that's a church. I guess these are the steps leading up to the church, just this rock slab here. Yeah, this is Our Lady of Tears Catholic Church, and I think they still hold services here. I think I read that online. And here's looking across the canyon here from the church. This is basically the town. There's not much else to it other than this, what you can see here. Here's another look at that crazy building. I think this is the inn. You can tell it's been added onto over the years. And in the summer you can stay there and have meals there. I would love to do that with Cassie. Let's go check out this little downtown Main Street area and go to the front side of that giant inn. So basically this is the downtown area. This is the building that's falling apart on the back side and has been added to several times. And it is the Idaho Hotel and Bar. Over here we have Pat's Whatnot shop. Looks like basically a gift shop. I love it. So here's an ore cart and an ore bucket on a little bit of track. This is what would have gone in and out of the mine, carrying ore out. Then I think this is called a head frame. Is that right? And there would have been pulleys here, I think lowering and raising this bucket thing into a shaft. This has got to be one of the best old mining towns, old west towns I've seen, and it's probably my favorite. It's just the setting and the really beautiful old buildings, and I mean, I had never heard of this place, so this is probably the best old west town you've never heard of, unless you are from southwest Idaho. I had never heard of it until like a week ago when I was doing research on things to see and do in the area. Just that drive alone would have been worth it, but you have this amazing little town as payoff, and it's just incredible. This place is definitely worth the visit, definitely worth the drive. Surprise, we are now in Oregon. We are in far, far, far eastern Oregon, just like a mile or two across the border. We are in a little town called Jordan Valley. I'm just passing through here, but I wanted to show you two things of interest here. So this area had a lot of Basque people living in it. That is a region of Spain, a nowadays fiercely independent region of Spain. They want to be independent, but anyway, Basque people came here to be sheep herders, to herd sheep in the mountains here. And so there's a lot of Basque influence in this little town, and there are two things in particular that show their influence here, and I thought it was interesting, and so I wanted to stop here and show you. So here we are. This is St. Bernard Catholic Church, built by the Basques. I believe this is from the early 1900s sometime. Beautiful old stone building here in this tiny little farming town in eastern Oregon. And then the other spot I wanted to show you is down the road a little bit. So this sign here talks a little bit more about the Basques and why they came here. Basically they came here during the gold rush, but then found out that that wasn't a very good way to make money, so they started herding sheep, and they were here from the 1880s until the Great Depression. And this says that the Basques, unlike other immigrants, held firmly to old world traditions, and they kept their language, religion, and sports. And sports, that relates to this thing, where I am right now. So this is a handball court, and the Basques had a specific version of this called pelota, and yeah, they hewed stone from a quarry a few miles away, and they built this handball court. And then here's the inside of it. Looks like it's still being used. It says no skates, skateboards, rollerblades, or bicycles. It was built in 1915 and restored in 1997. And here it is from across the street. Pretty impressive structure. That is really neat. That is not something you see every day, especially in a little desert town in the corner of Oregon. We have arrived at Sucker Creek, S-U-C-C-O-R, that kind of sucker. This is, I believe, it's not a state park, I think it's like a state recreation area. Beautiful canyon. I've been here once before. It was still early in the day when I came through last time, and so I didn't camp here. If I can find a nice place in the canyon, I'll camp there. Otherwise, I'll just drive through and show you some pretty scenery in the canyon itself. Well, I made my way through the Sucker Creek area back over there. There were a couple of campsites in that area, but there were just too many people. There were quite a few people camped over there. And I was going to drive back into Idaho and camp in Idaho for the night to be closer to what I'm going to do tomorrow. But then I found this campsite and I thought, you know what, this is too good to pass up. This is too good to not have drone footage of me camping on top of a hill, basically. So this is where we're going to spend the night tonight. All right, Alright guys, I think that just about does it for today. This is the first time on this trip, I think, that I have a decent amount of daylight left to just relax and enjoy and unwind. And I'm excited to enjoy my hilltop view out here. I'm just going to make some dinner, probably turkey sandwiches, nothing fancy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite part was. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next one.